Going to start off on this point. Like I said, I was there for 2 games of spring training action. Got to see the guys work out. Got to see um, a lot of what was going on in camp um, last week. And I got to say, great experience being at Met spring training. Looking to go again to Port St. Lucie. Shout out to everybody watching this in the chat this morning. But yeah, today is Monday, March 9th, 2026. And like I said, I was blessed to go to Port St. Lucie. And one of the things I noticed, and this is just an observation here, the Mets really don't have a solidified plan at first base. We saw in the winter the Mets signed Jorge Polanco, the former Seattle Mariner. They said that Polanco was primarily going to be a first baseman, but when I was there, I didn't see Polanco play. Brett Baty, and you could go back on our vlog from February 28th. Um, that video is up on our YouTube channel. For those of you watching on Facebook and Twitch, head over to the YouTube of the Metropolitan Report. You'll see the vlog. But Brett Baty was at first base, and Brett Baty looked pretty good at first base, I must admit. There were some ground balls in the dirt hit his way. He fielded them cleanly, didn't make any mistakes, didn't make any errors. Footwork was on point. And Brett Baty, now he's a third baseman by trade. The Mets signed Bo Bichette and stuck him at third. So now Baty on the fly learning first base. He played a little bit of second at times throughout the season last season. But Brett Baty actually looked pretty darn good in the spring training action that I saw with my own 2 eyes in person at Clover. Again, Brett Baty playing first base. He looked pretty solid. We're talking strictly defensively, folks. Not talking about Brett Baty and his offensive output in spring training, but Brett Baty looking good. Looking good so far this spring defensively. A couple of balls were hit to him. No line drives, but grounders he fielded. When balls were thrown to him, he caught them in the glove cleanly. So Brett Baty looking like a natural. He's never played first base, at least not that I know of in professional baseball. Maybe in the minor leagues or something, or well, not even in the minors, maybe in little league. But Brett Baty, he's had reps in the outfield previously, third base, second base, but yeah, playing first base now. Jorge Polanco remains to be seen what's going on with him. They said he'll split between first and DH, but the Mets trying to see what sticks. They've stuck a couple of prospects at first base this spring, and Brett Baty, out of everybody who's played first base for the Mets so far this spring, defensively, Baty looks the best. Again, not a first baseman by trade, so this is impressive that he's not having struggles. We've seen Bo Bichette struggle defensively at third at times, coming over from shortstop, playing third base now, but Brett Baty, no struggles, it seems, at first base defensively. And I'm very curious to see if this is a move that's going to translate to the regular season. Once the regular season starts, home opener March 26th against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'll be there at Citi Field, but I'm unsure what the plan is. If Carlos Mendoza is going to go ahead and just say, okay, Brett here, play first base, and we'll figure the rest out, because you figured once Marcus Semien came aboard, second base was solidified. Lindor, even if he's not ready to go, Ronnie Mauricio more than likely is going to take his spot if he doesn't come back from the broken hand in time. Third base, obviously, Bichette. You don't sign a guy to that big of a contract and not find a place to play him. So, yeah, Baty and Vientos looking like the odd men out. Vientos has also had some reps at first base, and I mean, he's right now playing for Team Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the program. But Vientos has had a couple of stints at first base this spring. Hasn't looked particularly comfortable. We saw him in 2 games last season at first base to give Pete Alonso a day off or have Pete DH. Didn't look comfortable there. So Vientos, not a good defensive option. So Don't be surprised, folks. I really think Brett Baty is going to be the first baseman of this team. Like I said, he was the odd man out when Simeon and Bichette came aboard in the infield. Polanco will more than likely DH, but I can't the way Baty looked. I was very impressed. Again, you could go back in the vlog and see it. It's titled New York Mets versus Washington Nationals spring training fan cam footage, and I have footage of Brett Baty making some plays defensively at first. I was very surprised but impressed at how well Brett Baty has played at first base this spring. So if opening day comes and he's in the lineup as the first baseman, I am okay with that. Defensively, he seemed pretty good at first base. Uh, I mean, Pete Alonso. A lot of people said the defense of Pete Alonso was the problem, although he was really good at picking ground balls out of the dirt. But it remains to be seen if Baty can have a better foothold defensively at first than Pete does. It remains to be seen, but we will see. But if I'm Mendy, I'm going to go ahead with Baty. Polanco has hardly made any appearances this spring. But I mean, I understand that they signed him too to play a role on the team. But I'm good with him DHing. But again, Brett Baty looking very good at first base. Again, we have the footage on our YouTube channel here on the Metropolitan Report. Brett Baty, like I said, did wonderful at first base when I saw him in person at Port St. Lucie. So I'm telling you now, Brett Baty at first has my stamp of approval, and Baty down the stretch. I know I was tough on him last season offensively early on in the season, but as the season wore on, he went on to be one of the Mets' most consistent hitters last season. So Brett Baty, I have no problem with him um, playing first base to start the season if that's the direction the Mets choose to go in.